today's broadcast. The journey of freedom is not an easy something. Everybody have been saying how things have been going on in Nigeria, how Mazen Kanu have been going with the Nigerian government from one case to another. So, since the day they sentenced him to life imprisonment and then they sent him to Sokoto prison, a lot has been happening, visitor upon visitor, delegate upon delegate that has been coming to see him and to at least to know how he is. So,
wonderful people, viewers and subscribers, another update don't drop. And before I take this video, I said let me bring it to you. I make my own research. My right hand side here is an Apple laptop, MacBook. My left hand side here is HP, also MacBook. Right on here, look at where it is being stated. From the Times of Israel, in Israel's local newspaper, it says, and I quote, that the government of Israel have sent delegates. Don't forget, last week we had delegates from the US, from AVID, that is American veteran of Igbo descent. Yeah, they came to Abuja, from Abuja to Sokoto, and they see Mazen Kanu, and also they have a meeting over how to get the 100 committee member that Mazen Kanu needed for something special. And some people said, oh, it's because of the cry of the so-called what did they call him? Lolo Nnenna bin Nneka Chineke Yakboko. They say, oh, it was when she cried that Nnamdi Kanu now decided to have a 100-man committee to decide whether he's going to hand over the supreme leader of IPOB or not. But no, Nnamdi Kanu made it clear to Nnaemeka, that is one of the lawyers, that 100 men have been invoked. Don't forget, you 3 wise men came from the east, according to the Bible. But this one now will be 300 wise men is going to come from the east, the same east. My brother, everything worked good for them that believe. 7 is of God. Another important circle, Mazen Kanu have also initiated 7-point agenda. It can only come from one man, that all the whole of his brain is being connected with sense. Now you fool Nnamdi Kanu's head. Whatever decision you want to make today, my brother, under some seconds he have come up with the solution. So this message now, the delegates from Parliament of Israeli government is right in Nigeria to visit Mazen Kanu. Mazi Bola Ahmed Tinubu is in trouble. In fact, he is running helter-skelter because Shegumi don't tell him, say, make he got those guys, deport them back to Israel. The same way they force him to deport Alex Babia. Do you know that Alex Babia, the guy I said he's Mazen Kanu's son, was deported by Shegumi. Let me not Tinubu. He was deported by Shegumi and Bashir Ahmed, the terrorist sponsors and terrorist sympathizers. Nobody tell you that. Do you know that Nigerian newspaper do not carry that in? That guy was deported. So Shegumi now don't come because Shegumi is the supreme leader of Islamic occult in Nigeria and all Africa if guy is not taken. So he don't tell Tinubu, get these guys, apprehend them and deport them to Israel. Now it is now Israel, America versus Nigeria. Just like the same way you have Israel, America versus Iran. These people think it's going to end well with them. But there's something I noticed. Let me say this thing. Please, I'm sorry if I'm taking much of your time. Let me say this thing. It's like these people will always want, let there be a kind of total breakdown of law and order before they can step in. So that they are going to use their weaponized weaponry. And also they are going to make more money. Every war US go to fight or fought, it is to their own advantage, not to the advantage of them that they go to secure. What is happening in Israel, in Iran, it is to the advantage of Israel and America. What happened in Venezuela is to the advantage of America. So what is going to happen in Nigeria is also going to be in advantage Israel and America. Then the third people to benefit from it will then be the people that they come to rescue, which is the Biafrans, me and you. So please, listen to this message with open heart. you have anything to add apart from these ones I have said, my brother, you have every right to write a full scap sheet in the comment section. But please be civic in your approach. We don't support violence. This channel, Okuta Daily Talk, we don't support violence. And we are not dealing on propagandists. We deal on the real matters at hand. This one I'm telling you, when I saw this video this morning, I quickly jumped into internet, make my research, and I found out that Israeli newspaper, that the Israel Times, they call it Heritage, Israel News, the Middle East and the Jewish world. 24 hours news also breaking from the Middle East, Israel, and other parts of the world. Precisely, they have it. It will shock you, right? Let it not shock you. But let us continue listening to this, and then we'll come back here for more discussion. And there's room for interjection in case the need arises. So please, sorry if I've taken much of your time. Happy weekend. It shall be well with all of us. So please, let's go there.
As it is now, the report we are getting says, according to the report breaking, Israel sent delegates to Sokoto prison over Kanu freedom as Tinubu in panic. Israel, they sent a delegate to Sokoto prison, and the Tinubu is in panic. So the panic is that they don't know the next step they will take. And then what he says is that everything that is going on in Nigeria, the world is recording it. The world is recording it. And the government that is in power, they are recording it. And after everything, they are going to now take their own stand on what they are going to do. Just recently, day for yesterday, the US closed, they shut down all their embassy in Nigeria. And also today we are hearing that they have already evacuated all their citizens out of Nigeria. In fact, a lot is happening, and the last conversation, the Israel ambassador interview he made with Nigerian media, with Channel TV, where he stated it categorically that the terrorism in Nigeria, it is being sponsored by Iran and other Islamic states, and they are doing their best to make sure that they bring them down. And the government, they are not even listening to it. Now, the person that is exposing everything that is happening, the terrorists of it, the Nigerian government now sentence him, lock him in prison because he's exposing all the evil the terrorists is doing in Nigeria.
Yes.
And they still want the world to still praise them. That is why, as you can see today in Nigeria, the world is watching Nigeria and they are seeing everything, how the government is doing. So as it is, we don't know the next step American will take if after this evacuation of his citizen out of Nigeria, and the issue of delegates of Israel citizen into Nigeria and into Sokoto prison. In fact, don't skip any part of it. Try to watch the end for you to understand everything that is happening in this video. So about to watch, like, subscribe, and share it for everyone to see things going on in Nigeria.
So, as we are waiting for the message to continue, I would like you to do me a favor. You know what it means. Please, as you are watching, endeavor to share this message. Let it go viral. Endeavor to share it. Because I cannot, I don't understand how an able-bodied man will be watching a content, or rather watching a message that is very, very important that everybody need to watch, hear, and understand. They will not do anything. They will rather be looking at me like such. I don't know. Let me not use another word than that. All right, let us continue. I beg, my people.
On this platform today, but before we proceed, let us give you an insight of what you're about to watch now about a revelation coming from first-hand sources that had it very clearly that the delegate that came from United States of America and of course the Israeli government over Nnamdi Kanu will be leaving to Sokoto prison from Abuja. But before we come back to what we have in store for you today, let us listen to what this man is saying concerning his first-hand information about the delegates in Nigeria now. Alright, welcome back. What is your assessment, or what do you think is the mission of those delegates who are about to leave Abuja now understand that that facility had become a pilgrimage destination. Even his lawyer, one of his lawyers was emphatic that when he left Sokoto, before he left Sokoto, at the last time he visited Sokoto, that more than 15 foreign persons from different parts of the world were already on ground to fill form, waiting for their turn to see the mountain.
More than 15 delegates from different parts of the world. These people are not Nigerians, they are not Africans, but from European countries. You know, don't forget, people go to Solomon from all walks of life because of his wisdom. I repeat, people visit Solomon according to the Bible from all walks of life, including the Queen of Sheba, according to the Bible. Am I right? Because of his wisdom. Many people that is going to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, maybe most of them are not even going there because they want to sympathize with him, just to hear from the wisdom man what he got to tell them. Yes, I can tell you for free of charge. Do you know that a lot of people needed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because of his wisdom, but they don't have a kind of direct contact on where to get him then when he have not been a kind of kidnapped. But now they know where he is and they know how to get there. So people are going there, trooping in. He said 15 delegates. Not the one that come from US, not the one that come from Israel, but from different countries, including Asia, America, Antarctica. Nnamdi Kanu, that you will be the end of the zoo. They thought you are blabbing. It's all right. It is well. Let us continue.
I'm not surprised in any way because even we understand that someone like the governor of Abia State, talking about Alex Oti, this is in the public domain, visited Sokoto State. His capacity as a governor of the state.
Yes.
Of course, at the time, he was emphatic that he was going to leverage on his closeness, personal relationship with the Maturubu to put for the political solution to the council's traveling. And why I say I'm not surprised is because of late, we have seen recent development from the global angle, talking about how the issue of Biafra is surfacing in different forums. The latest one is coming from Israeli assets. Well, obviously, the issue of Biafra was extensively discussed, and even the cancellation of Nnamdi Kanu was equally discussed. I think all of this, about the fact that all the work Nnamdi Kanu did before he was arrested are paying off. Because it was not by coincidence that you saw someone like the current chief of staff to the President of the United States of America, survive, who at some point in this agitation, a lobbyist hired by Nnamdi Kanu. You can see she's occupying a very strategic position. So when we start seeing some level of intervention from the global angle, we know that it's not coming by coincidence, that Nnamdi Kanu did so much due diligence before his incarceration. So in the coming days, just like us, everybody watch that video, we are hoping that that meeting is going to yield results. But definitely, by the time they have audience with Nnamdi Kanu, they will hear from him and they will give him the message, of course, they come with. You know that even as we speak, state in the United States of America already gave Nnamdi Kanu honorary citizenship. So meaning, by the time you are talking about Nnamdi Kanu, you are talking about a US citizen.
Yeah.
Not just a Nigerian citizen, not just a UK citizen, but a US citizen. So many things have already fallen in place of places for the man Nnamdi Kanu. And I think, like I told you, this is not far-fetched. The man Nnamdi Kanu did so much in this regard before his incarceration. He was almost every part of the world. Of course, we understand that what he stood for is purely agitation for the sovereign state of Biafra as a threat in international laws, talking about UN Charter that talks about self-determination, and even an African Charter that talks about self-determination. And as I speak to you, these charters have been ratified in Nigeria. So it is not surprising when we see things for the places for him, because it's not unexpected. Hence, himself have worked for it. So even recently, when we saw the official submitting of documents to, of course, these card term Biafra. You can clearly understand that perhaps this is the reason they say that the issue of Biafra is beyond any individual. Because at the time, I mean, Kanu was incarcerated. Before I knew it, we saw Ngozi Orakwe who spring up from the United States of America, I don't know with agitation. Because at the same time, we saw the man who been killed. But before I knew it, we have seen even.
You make a mistake here, my brother. Let me correct you. You said before Nnamdi Kanu. Okay, you said after Nnamdi Kanu was incarcerated, then Orakwe spring up from nowhere. Why do you omit Simon Ekpa, who took that mantle of leadership before Ngozi Orakwe? Let me correct that mistake here. After Nnamdi Kanu comes the Obato Obie, which is Simon Ekpa Njoko. Then after Simon Ekpa Njoko, then we have Ada Ndibo, Ada Neru Kwano, Dr. Ngozi Orakwe, the DPM and the COS of the United States of Biafra. So my brother, there's a little gap there. So please, for record purposes, Adokwa Mama.
A young boy at the level of Israeli asset, who nobody thought such boy is even preparing or rather doing anything in this regard. We also how he was recognized in the Israeli asset, how he stood up to wave his hand as someone who is representing Biafra at that level. And at that point, some people were already asking and saying, this boy must be protected. Going by what we know about agitation. That hence he has come out in the public space to make his intention known, just like every other Biafra who have made their intention known, who have done one or two things to advance the cause of Biafra, that this boy, as young as he is, he already knows what is good for his people, that he needs to be protected. And if you look at it in Nigeria as we speak, you need to ask, why is the issue of renewed agitation for secession continue to reoccur? Because it's actually the reason is very simple. By the time the authority refuse to do the right thing, people will continue to agitate to secede from the country. But the talking about secession currently now, we are seeing a Sunday Igboho, getting involved into a political party. Does it mean that it was just the Yoruba nation, Oodua Republic, as about they were just testing a cloud, or they are trying to spoil the Mazin and the Kanu's look as if they are working together. But in recess, what is your comparison with Mazin and the Kanu and Sonny currently now? I will tell you that Sonny and the Kanu stands out. There's no argument about that. Everyone can testify to that. Judging by his antecedents and what he stood for and all the travel he has gone through, how he refused to be broken, his high spirit and all of that, this can be attested to everybody that visited him in custody. But the question is, the man, Sonny, I will tell you that personally, I never thought it would turn out like this. I have high respect and regard for him, judging by what he stood for. But this is a man who, of course, was very unequivocal about the need for Oodua nation. He didn't just start and end it in Nigeria. As at the last count, we saw him going to United Kingdom, submitting a letter to the office of the Prime Minister of United Kingdom, demanding for Oodua nation. At the time, we condemned United Kingdom, even their consulate or other embassy in Nigeria, where they advised him to drop the agitation and join out with other members under Nigerians to move Nigeria forward. Just as we were asking United Kingdom, when your people wanted to exit European Union, did anybody ask you to drop the idea and join out with other members of the European Union country to move European Union forward? That unfortunately, we have seen a different dimension where a Sunday will is seen in a cap branded of that of APC. It's quite unfortunate, I will tell you, but I don't want to lose my total regard for him. I want to believe that, I want to give you some benefit of that, but I will tell you that I'm not comfortable with the trend. Because it's somebody, I believe that he was fighting a genuine cause. Now, come to think of it, there's nothing that says that if you demand for secession legitimately through right instruments, through self-determination, as long as you are not doing it with, we are not going about it through wanton destruction of land property, you have not done anything wrong, both locally and internationally. Why is it that we are always seeing America and Israel delegates, always want to get involved in things that has to do with Biafra? And in your visit to Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, is it connected? support his appeal or unconditional release. The way it is, I will tell you that it is difficult to decipher the reason, but I want to believe that whatever makes him get out of that activity, as long as it's not there's no condition attached to it, is a welcome development. And even when we saw an honorary citizenship being given to one of the citizens of America, I want to believe that it's part of the strategy to Trump for his release. So whatever it is, I want to believe that the reason even in America, Israel is always interested in this how to do the government account because they have seen what is fruitful, and they have seen that contrary to the impression that comes from Nigeria that the man is not a violent man. Because I want to tell you that for even Israeli parliament to recently accept that IPOB is not a terrorist organization, they got to show you that they are not in agreement with whatever the Nigerian government is saying. The same way the world refused to see Nigerian militants in the cliff under Yar'Adua as terrorists when the government of Yar'Adua was pressuring the international community to designate as terrorists. I think that is the same fate the Nigerian government is suffering. Because whether we like it or not, the whole world know that every issue that has to do with agitation for the 7th state of Biafra is done out of genuine interest to protect the people. Because you look at what is happening in Nigeria currently, a situation where Biafra become meaningless, become worthless, judging by the activities of the Fulani, Marudi Fulani killers who the whole world have seen as terrorists. I want to say that it's even good now that Nigeria and Nigerians now begin to realize that Fulani terrorists exist. Before we have been saying it, because global terrorism deaths before now, long ago, already recognized Fulani militias of Nigerian extraction. The emphasis should be laid on that Nigerian extraction. Before deadly terrorist group in the world. That brought me to when you mentioned Niger Delta. I thought then they never saw them. But what the position of Asari Dokubo currently now is did they foresee that it will get to this point, judging by the perception the world was looking at the Niger Delta issue as at that time. Then we are seeing one of the products of that agitation turning against taking another direction. What is your assessment on Asari Dokubo's position on Biafra, U.S. government, Israel, and of course the possibility of the Nigeria breakup currently now?
I think what concerns the man Asari Dokubo is ideological, if you will ask me. But I want to believe that the way it is, he has right to his opinion. However, I don't agree with most of his opinion, because whether we like it or not, he himself has come out clearly to accept that he's an Igbo man. Though at some point he said he wished to remove the Igbo blood in him. That is his own decision. But the question is, I do not accept and believe in what he believes in. Like when he went ahead to disagree with the position of federal government, vis-a-vis the presence of the United States of America military in Nigeria. I will tell you that at the issue personally, I supported that partnership because I see that as a panacea to solving this age-long insecurity occasioned by Fulani militias. I want to tell you something quickly, that after the bombing of Lakurawa terrorist group in Tangata local government area of Sokoto on that Christmas day, that we not see the parties, the terrorists like Toji Bello, Adaleru, come out publicly and
let us stop the story here, because from here until the end they are talking about Asari Dokubo or Asari Tokumbo, which most of us here are not even interested again to hear about him, because the guy is running mad. They said madness is of different types, so his own madness now he have gotten to the level where we say every morning he wake up, now you see him on the internet doing that, shaking his mouth like I don't understand. That guy is wacko. He's going bananas. But anyway, the main message has been passed. Israeli delegates is live in Sokoto to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for one thing or the other, or for the reason best known to them. I cannot say why they are here. It's only when they come out to speak we cannot be able to kind of differentiate whether they are here for good or they are here for bad. But I know they are coming for their Jewish brothers, so they are here for good. Well, if you have any other thing to say again, apart from this, we cannot read comments. But I would like to hear your thoughts about this matter. Drop it at the comment section of this video. And as you're watching, please like, share, comment, subscribe, follow us on all our social media handles. My God must surely follow you to solve all your problems. Happy weekend to you guys. It shall be well with all of us.